Hello everybody, welcome back, and I am TheChornick, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about Pokemon 2019. Yes, the brand new series is here, so ladies and gentlemen, all of you post it in the comment section below, your thoughts and feelings, any of your takeaways, are you excited for the series, etc. Post it in the comment section below as I'm talking about my thoughts and feelings about this episode, so as we review Pokemon 2019 episode 1. This episode was about Pikachu's backstory, as well as a backstory / origin story of Go and Koharu. So now, looking at it at a broad sense, what do you guys think about this episode? In my opinion, I was thinking it was pretty mediocre. I really think the next episode is going to be like the real first episode of the series, whereas this episode was just kind of like an origin flashback sort of sequence story, right, of Pikachu, Go, and Koharu, and they kind of intertwine, their stories intertwine, it's the same time period. However, I just feel as if Pikachu's backstory was very unneeded. I just think that Ash's Pikachu, Pikachu should have had a better backstory and more things happen and to be displayed in this episode than what actually was shown. The only interesting thing that we saw from Pikachu's backstory was him evolving, and he seemed pretty happy about evolving too. Like, he wasn't what a lot of people thought, where he was going to go through some traumatizing event, and that's why he doesn't want to evolve into Raichu. So now we know that's not the case. Pikachu didn't want to evolve into Raichu because he wanted to prove he's better, prove he's stronger without having to evolve. Pride was on the line for Pikachu. He wanted to win just the way he is and prove to people that he doesn't need to change to be powerful, which honestly is a pretty powerful message from Pikachu's standpoint, like one of his biggest lessons out there. Pikachu's backstory, I just feel as if it was very mediocre for a main character, the main Pokemon of the series, you know, and his backstory could have shown so much more, but in reality it didn't show too much. I really wanted to see, why was he so rude to Ash? Why was he such a rude, mean, evil Pokemon? Like, I know Oak kind of said that, he doesn't take to humans very nicely, but why? They could have shown that in this episode. They could have shown Oak capturing Pikachu. But no, they show Pikachu being really nice and feeling like he was a burden to his Kangaskhan family, which is why he left. Which I'm surprised Pikachu did that, considering literally the day before, Kangaskhan's baby left, and they were going crazy looking for it. So I'm sure the Kangaskhan are going crazy looking for Pikachu, or what they think is Pichu. So that's going to be kind of interesting. The only thing that I say that would sort of save, and maybe even make this backstory that we got better, would be seeing those Kangaskhan later down the line in the series. Maybe there's some sort of reunion Pikachu has with them. Maybe the baby Kangaskhan is fully grown up, maybe its own mother or father or whatever, maybe having its own baby Kangaskhan in its pouch. So maybe that would be a pretty interesting take. So hopefully we see that in the future. I feel like it's going to connect to something. Why would they just randomly show Pikachu's origin story at the very, very beginning of the series if they weren't going to tie it in with something major in the future? I'm just giving it kind of like the optimistic look at it. But you guys can post in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings about Pikachu's backstory when he was a Pichu and how he evolved. But now let's move on to the other two characters that had a huge origin story in this episode. Now, of course, we could talk about Ash as well, but Ash wasn't really featured too much. He actually didn't end up going to the summer camp after all. I felt kind of bad for him because he was so happy, and he was like this little 6-7-year-old, so happy to go to this Pokemon camp and see all the different Pokemon. He was showing his mom, and there's still no dad there, but he ended up waking up late as always, just like when he went to go get Pikachu for the first time, and Professor Oak ended up doing the summer camp without him. So Go and Koharu actually did not meet Ash at this time period, which means that this summer camp is definitely a different summer camp than the one he met Serena in, which I understand that a lot of people wanted to see Serena, and I feel like that's also another kind of missed opportunity to show Gary and Serena. The fact that they called it, the summer camp and all that, which they already used that concept before for how Ash met Serena all those years ago to show Serena's backstory with Ash. Showing that again with Go and Koharu, I just felt pretty repetitive. Like, why would they use that, but then not maybe show Serena and Ash having an extra clip together, like an extra scene or something. Like, I feel like if they're gonna use a summer camp episode, they could have tied in Serena somehow and showed a cameo, or even show Gary. I honestly, I would just at least wish to see Gary, like, as a little kid, maybe boss around Ash, because back then, they were rivals, they hated each other's guts. So I think it would have been really cool to see Ash and Gary bicker to each other at Oak's camp. So in my opinion, I feel like these origin stories should have been separate. Ash, Go, and Koharu could have been a different episode. Like, the summer camp episode could have been, like, the first or the second, and then the Pikachu backstory could have been the other one. So that way they would have been able to maybe show more, maybe show a little bit more cameos. But so, to be honest, there was a lot to be desired. They left, a lot to be desired, but overall, I feel like with what they're trying to do, from expectations and reality, like, did we really expect them to throw Serena in there? Like, did we really expect him to show that much of Pikachu's backstory? Well, kind of. Yeah, Pikachu's backstory is more of a letdown than the summer camp. But, yeah, if they threw Gary and Serena in there, I feel like that would just been a bit too overboard. Who knows? Maybe they could do another summer camp episode. Maybe they could do another Pikachu backstory episode. But yeah, in regards to potential, the episode lacked a lot in regards to what could have been. But now let's talk about Go and Koharu, okay, ladies and gentlemen? So, what are your guys' thoughts about Go and Koharu? They're our two brand new characters. Koharu looks like she's going to be like that, the typical female companion. Although the spotlight is on Go this series, Ash is kind of falling back a little bit. He's more of like a secondary character, but he's still sort of like the protagonist. But we don't exactly know what his exact goal is. Neither did we know it for Alola either. We didn't really know what he wanted to do forever. Or as for Koharu, we don't know what her exact goals are going to be in this series. I know she wants to go to school and wants Go to go with her. And that's actually why she's upset, which is one of the interesting takeaways from this episode, is that we all thought that she was going to have this huge conflict with her father, being upset with him for always researching and observing Pokemon since he's, a Pokemon professor. But no, she's actually talking about Go. She's his only friend, essentially. And so maybe this could mean she likes him, or that she just likes him as a friend, she's just concerned about him. It could mean a bunch of different things. She's really, really concerned about him. She tells him that he's not going to make any friends. And then Go says in this episode that he doesn't want any friends. Like, he straight up just wants to have a friend that's a Pokemon. The Pokemon that no one's ever seen before. That's really so freaking rare that barely seen. And that's what he wants. That's his dream. Koharu doesn't believe it, but, Go definitely believes it. But Go has a very similar personality to Ash, which is very, very interesting. In my opinion, Go definitely showed in this episode that he could potentially be Ash's best friend. I mean, I know Brock is technically Ash's best friend before this, but Go, if they draw out his character right, like in his storyline and everything, Ash and Go could very well be the best friends. You know what I mean? More than anyone else. More than Kiawe, more than Brock. More than anyone before. Ash's best friend very well could be Go. Throughout the majority of this episode was about him. What is about his ambition. Why he wants Mew so badly. After he just had this talk with Koharu about how the only friend he ever needs is an extremely rare Pokemon. He literally just sees Mew a second later and sees all of its different abilities, seeing how it could transform as the DNA of all these Pokemon. And I'm pretty surprised that Professor Oak actually knew about Mew and wasn't completely shocked by Go, seeing Mew. Whereas he was completely shocked when Ash saw Ho-Oh. So very interesting that he had a different reaction to Go seeing Mew, who I think is more rare than a Ho-Oh, but I have no idea. At that time, way back when, there was only 150 known Pokemon, essentially, so maybe, like, Mew was known to exist, but Ho-Oh was just still, like, it's not a real Pokemon, we don't know if it's actually real kind of thing, so maybe Professor Oak was more surprised at Ash seeing Ho-Oh than Go seeing Mew, because Ho-Oh never officially revealed itself, perhaps. I don't know. And maybe in that timeline, you guys can speculate in the comment section below about that as well. But we now know why Go wants a really, really rare Pokemon. That's his dream. Okay, he just wants one good friend, and that to be a really rare Pokemon that no one's ever seen. We also know, based upon like the scans and the descriptions and summaries and all that Go wants to capture all the Pokemon. So Go doesn't really make friends too well, but he wants to capture all the Pokemon in the world and potentially be the first person probably to ever complete the Pokédex. While Ash over here, our boy, we don't know what his dreams are in this series. And Koharu, what's her goal? That's not really clear. She's just really, really concerned about Go, and that seems to be like the big pivotal thing about her from what we've seen in this episode. And you can even see in the ending that Go and Ash are hanging out, having fun, jumping around, and then Koharu's just walking behind them, like a couple feet behind them, like not really with them, but like kind of sad, you know, and upset when looking out at Go and Ash. And maybe she's jealous of them. Maybe she's just upset that Go won't be with her at the school. Who knows? Like if Go made a new friend in Ash, and Koharu's worried about him not making friends, like, wouldn't she be happy that he's with Ash? You know what I mean? Like, that he made a friend in Ash? Like, you would think that, right? But so that's why I'm thinking that maybe it was something else. Maybe she likes him or something to that degree. Maybe she just thinks that school's the best for him, and that's the path she took. Instead of being a Pokemon trainer, she decided to go to school instead, and maybe she felt like that was the best for Go as well. Go was maybe her best friend before going to school, and maybe she's just upset with him because he didn't go with her. Perhaps that's going to be the big pivotal moment about Koharu's character later on. Maybe she will start journeying with Ash and Go to all these different places later on. Maybe she comes around. Who knows? Maybe she has some sort of development episodes where she changes her mind about the path that she's taking. You know, or maybe she comes to ease knowing that Go is better off doing, you know, what he's loving right now. What, you know, going on all these ventures, capturing Pokemon, and being a Pokemon trainer, than to go to school, essentially, which I think everyone would agree. Like, going on a journey is a lot more fun. But she's just extremely, extremely worried about him, and probably upset with him that he didn't tag along and go with her to school and all that, and stay with her. I believe that's all, ladies and gentlemen. So please post in the comment section below. I know this was a pretty long, lengthy video, but it was the very, very beginning of the series. So we have a lot of prediction, speculation, sort of feelings and wonder and concerns. I bet we all have those kind of feelings. You guys post in the comment section below what exactly you're feeling. And I love your faces. I can't wait to see you in the next one. The next episode, we will see Ash meet Go for the first time. We didn't see it in this episode. So I guess Serena technically is still the first companion Ash has ever met in the timeline of things. But Go and Koharu, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see them meet Ash in the flesh at their modern age of 10 years old. They're going to apparently see Lugia, and then Go makes a friend at Ash and all that stuff. So we're going to see a lot of good stuff in that episode. And I think this next episode, the second one, is going to be like feeling a lot more like a real episode, like episode 1, where it's not like an origin story, but it's like the start to the actual adventure. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I love your faces. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Subscribe if you have not yet. We have a long journey to go on, another 3 years, right? Pokemon 2019. Crazy how things fly by, right? But here's to a brand new adventure, a brand new start. I'm hoping on getting a Switch, by the way, this Friday, so I could play Pokemon Shield, because I like Tyranitar and Tyranitar is only in Pokemon Shield, as well as Goodra. Goodra is only in Pokemon Shield, so I feel like Shield is just the obvious choice for me. So I'm going to get a Pokemon Shield this Friday, and I'll probably make videos on it. I really kind of want to delve into that to see how well it goes. So guys, post it in the comment section below rather if you would want to watch me stream it, or if you think I should record it and you would want to watch it after. You guys can post in the comment section below. That would be a big help to me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I love your faces. Can't wait to see you next one. Peace off. Thank you very much.